How many times have you heard me say Marjorie Taylor Greene is an agent of chaos? She is the chairperson of the Chaos Caucus. She can't even get along with members of her own party. Marjorie Taylor Greene is so radical, she can't even get along with some of the radical members of her party. Her and Lauren Boebert are at each other's throats constantly. I think she's called Lauren Boebert a little bitch or something. And she is now on a mission to remove Mike Johnson, the most radical Speaker of the House, at least since Newt Gingrich, maybe more radical than him, because Newt Gingrich is not a religious man. I think it's safe to assume he's an atheist or agnostic. He's not a practicer of religion. Mike Johnson is, and that's a dangerous combination, the unholy amalgam of government and religion. And so he's not a milquetoast Republican. He's not a middle of the road Republican. He's not a moderate Republican. He's a radical who shares his porn consumption with his son, his accountability buddy. So it's a weird thing that Marjorie Taylor Greene is taking it upon herself, along with a smattering of radicals, to remove Mike Johnson as Speaker of the House. And she was on with Maria Bartiromo, another gem, another radical over at Fox News, the woman who brought us the conspiracy about the election that was brought to her by a woman who told her in an email that the wind tells her she's a ghost, but I don't believe that old wind. It's telling me some stories. That's who Maria Bartiromo is, a nutter. A believer in wild conspiracy theories, or at the very least, a disseminator of them, whether she believes them or not. She had Marjorie Taylor Greene on to talk about this particular issue with Mike Johnson, and I have two clips for you. One is Marjorie Taylor Greene explaining what she feels about all of the criticism that's being levied against her by both Democrats and Republicans and many people, not just people in my position. And then it's a clip of her trying to explain, it's a very salient question, which is, you want to get rid of Mike Johnson, okay, then what? What's your plan? And her lack of an answer is, one, alarming, and two, nightmarishly instructive to the people and the caliber of people who are in the Republican Party in elected positions. First, though, here's her answering the question about being criticized from all sides.
You know, everybody, a lot of people are criticizing you, and the reason that they are is because they're saying that you're creating drama during this election year. How is this leading to re-electing President Trump? How is this leading to the American people believing that the Republicans can govern? People are saying, look, she's creating chaos. She's making the entire party look like it's disrupted. Your reaction and response to those criticisms?
Yeah, those that are calling this drama are the very people that are responsible for the drama that the American people are having to live through every single day. Those on the left, those on the right, the uniparty that's in control of our government are the ones that have inflicted the American people with nearly $35 trillion in debt, ripped their border wide open, and refuse. Speaker Johnson refuses to use his power as Speaker of the House to do any type of negotiating to secure the southern border and stop the madness in our country. The people criticizing me are not the American people. The American people agree with me, and I've talked to them, and I've seen it all over. They are outraged, and what they're saying is they don't want to vote for Republicans anymore because in their eyes, their opinion and how they feel and how they're treated, the Republican Party in charge right now is no different than the Democrat Party. It's one big uniparty that serves the world first and America last. So I really could care less about their criticism.
First of all, anytime you hear somebody talking about the uniparty constantly, especially Marjorie Taylor Greene, you need to break that down. It is not a uniparty. She's acting as though there's no difference between the Republican Party and the Democratic Party. That is stupid. In fact, if she thinks she's a part of some movement or her own party, there's no more than 5 people that she would consider real Republicans. The Paul Gosars and the Thomas Masseys and the Matt Gaetzes and the Marjorie Taylor Greenes. There might be one other, but there's not a litany of Republicans out there who are aboard this movement. So it's not a uniparty. It's Republicans, even radical Republicans, don't want this kind of chaos to take place. Secondly, she's whining about the debt. Well, maybe next time she's on the phone with her dear leader, Donald Trump, as she begs him to make her the vice presidential pick this time, maybe she should ask him about the $8 trillion worth of debt that he added to the books in America after having pledged to pay off the $20+ trillion debt inside of 8 years. Instead, he added $8 trillion in 4 years. And it started before the pandemic. So before all you Trump worshiping idiots out there, well, he couldn't have helped the pandemic. He couldn't have helped it. No, but it started before that. The Trump tax cuts from 2017 that were giving uber wealthy people massive tax cuts that cut into the budget and left a deficit in its wake of $1 trillion to $1.5 trillion per year. The people criticizing me are not the American people, she says. I'm not the American people, but I'm an American person, and I'm criticizing you. And the way I see it, with dealing with reality on reality's terms and viewing reality through an unfiltered idiot lens, like you do, you're getting all kinds of criticism. And if you don't consider those who criticize you, if they're not Americans, that's your blind spot, Margie. That's your blind spot. Here's clip 2, about a minute long. And it's the question that really needs to be answered, which she does not answer. You won't be shocked by her answer, but it's a doozy. Now that you want to get rid of Mike Johnson, what next? Do you have a plan? An afterthought? What's your end game? What's your strategy moving forward if you are successful, once you get rid of radical speaker Mike Johnson? You'll never believe it. Watch this.
I guess what I'm saying is, how does this help keeping a majority in the House? How does this help by electing your candidate? I want to take a break, and I want to ask you what your plan is. So you're threatening Mike Johnson. You say he's not doing what the people want. What is your alternative? Stay with us, Georgia Congresswoman. That's what I want to hear from you next. Marjorie Taylor Greene is here, and we'll be back in 1 minute's time. Welcome back, and I am back with Georgia Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene. Okay, Congresswoman, you wanted Mike Johnson out. What is your alternative plan?
Our plan is this: we have to give the American people a reason to trust us and fight for us. The American people are supporting President Trump to be the next president of the United States because they've seen him in action. He fought against the Democrat agenda. He put America first. They desperately want him to lead this country again because they trust him and they know he will do that.
So Donald Trump, that's the answer? So you're going to be speakerless, speaker-free, as it were. No speaker, but you want to get Donald Trump elected. That makes all the sense in the world, Marjorie Taylor Greene. Fantastic. Brilliant. Again, chairperson of the Chaos Caucus. No answers. No solutions, no positive, progressive way forward, just chaos. Just a nightmare scenario where you talk about Trump into the air while ousting a speaker that is the best thing to happen to the Republican Party in who knows how long. You were for Kevin McCarthy, but you're against Mike Johnson. Make it make sense. Somebody make it make sense. I'd love to know. I'd love to hear from you. You can leave a comment below. That would be great. It helps YouTube to share this channel with unsuspecting viewers. You can also call and leave me a voicemail, 714-576-4054, and email me daily at dollemore.com. If you want to help support this work, you want to help me produce and make these videos, click the join button below. And for $2 a month, you can join the channel membership family right here on YouTube. You can also go over to patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast and help support there. Follow me on social media. I'm at Dollemore. I'd love to see you there. I will see you next time. You too, Marjorie Taylor Greene. Everybody else, be genuine, because I know she can't. And take care of one another.